Shalom. Call hello Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. For blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. Coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. I just wanted to touch on this video I seen. Certain brothers put it up. And I was checking it out. And, this thing is pretty deep. So here you got this Edomite here. His channel is survival Salakia. Forgot the name of the channel. Full Spectrum Survival. Salakia. Full Spectrum Survival, which you have these Edomites, they, have their circle, and they, talk about the end of the world. And that seems to be a hot topic now. The end of the world. Things not being the same. A lot of violence and evil increasing. That seems to be a hot topic. So you got this Edomite here. He's speaking about some of his neighbors and how they were talking in their meetings and things like that. And as you can see, the title up here says, "I was wrong. You need to be worried. Killers on your street." So the scriptures tell you that, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, man. Right? Which I'm going to get a little later. But when you look at that, or when you read that, and you're in the spirit, you see it for what it is. A lot of these people that y'all believe are y'all friends, a lot of these people that just because you knew him for 20, 30 years and your family knows his family and y'all had sleepovers and this and that. Once all hell break loose, all that shit is going out the door, man. A nigga not gonna know you no more. It's gonna be about him and his family. Him and his. It showed you a little bit in that movie, Leave the World Behind, right? When the Jake came to that Edomite's house, that was his client, and he knew him for years, and he popped up at the house for some medicine, and the Edomite told him, get away from his door, man, and came out with a shotgun saying, listen, I'm about me and mine. That's the reality that's going to happen to a lot of people out here, man, because they are oblivious as to, what's about to take place. People are about to, show their true nature, man. Everybody's all giggly and smiling, and you can have a conversation with them. You can go to after-hour spots and happy hour and, call them up and say what you're doing and let's hang out and this and that right now. But when it comes to the time of survival and getting ends meet, people gonna eat each other, man. And literally that's gonna happen. But people gonna do whatever they gotta do to survive, man. For them and their kids. So you keep thinking it's a game, man. So we're gonna play a little bit of this. We're gonna play a little bit. But before we play it, let me get this. This is one of my favorite scriptures right here. This is 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. I know I'll bring this out a lot, but hey, we living in the time of prophecy, man. We living in the end of the world. 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. Everybody's prideful now. Pride is at an all-time high now here in America, Babylon the Great. So, people are not looking for this day to come. And when it does come, they're going to be miserable, man. because they're prideful. You know, you're supposed to be in a different spirit now, not the spirit of feasting, the spirit of mourning, man, because that's what's coming to the earth: mourning, sorrows, death, destruction, curses, plagues. That's what's coming. So, without any further ado, let's play this, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing to elect the other five. Check it out.
At me, and he said, as soon as the cops stop rolling, I'm taking out that person, I'm taking out that person, and I'm taking out that person. And I looked him right in the eye and I said, what you're talking about is premeditated murder. Guys, you got to watch out, because there are people that are operating on this sort of dysfunction in this world today, just waiting. This is a guy, he's a Christian. He's going to church every single week.
And these Christians, they the worst type of people, man. You can't trust them, right? Christians have a smooth tongue, man. They don't go in the scriptures. They say that they're Christ-like, but they don't do none of what Yahweh Shem Yahushua told them to do, right? They're not keeping the commandments. They tell you the law is done away with, especially a damn white Christian, man, right? And you black, so-called black Christians, you even worse. Right? But like he said, when 911 is out of service, man, you're going to see a different spirit on people that you ain't never thought was there, man. And you're going to be scared out of your damn mind, because we've been telling you for the longest to get right and turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're not going to have no covering in that day. Right? You ain't going to have no covering in that day, man. Let's continue.
He's thinking about nothing more than his life today, but he has grudges with individuals. You have to be prepared to operate against people that you wouldn't even consider a threat, because they are the ones who maybe you cut them off in traffic. Maybe they're in the same apartment complex as you. Maybe they're in your neighborhood and you complained to the HOA about something, or they complained about yours and you gave them the old finger as they drove by the street. These are people who have lost their freaking minds, and they are going to hold onto that grudge against you and your family, and you're not going to expect it. So that's another level of this operation.
And there's people out here that's out here like that, man. You may think somebody, just because he laughing with you and, you know, he said, excuse me, and how you been and this and that, you may think he ain't on that type of time. But sure enough, when this time break forth, that nigga, you gonna see something different in his eyes, man. Right? You're gonna be like, and for the most part, you people in America, you're gonna be looking stupid in the face, saying, I thought we were friends. I thought we were tight. If I did you wrong, I'm sorry. And that day, hey, ain't gonna be no talking, man. Ain't gonna be no talking. But you have people out here that are, you know, hip to this, man. When I say people, I mean the men of the Lord. How they're teaching their households, man. Right? You know, leading their households in the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to the best of their ability, man. And these are the type of people, right, that are paying attention, man. This is Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man, meaning a righteous man, a man of wisdom. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. So a man of wisdom sees the evil that's coming. He sees the evil that's coming, man. Right? And hideth himself. How does he hide himself? Right? Let's get it. Let's see how you hide yourself. Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, man. Right? So this is how you hide yourself. You in the secret place. What is the secret place? This truth. This truth is not given to everybody. This truth is a covering, man. This truth is a force field. that only certain people are in, right? And guess who protects that force field? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Right? It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, meaning this truth, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That's the protection. Right? The Most High. It's not your guns, your money, your house, your bunker, right? Your riches. None of that, man. None of that's going to save you in the days to come. So let's get it again. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Somebody that's not taking this serious. Listen, man, when it goes down, man. I got what I need. Hey, I'm telling you right now, that you got ain't gonna do you no good. Right? Talking to you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man and woman. It's not gonna do you no good. You see Jake on certain videos, at the shooting range. You got Eve there with some tight-ass clothes on at the shooting range. Man, all that shit is vanity and folly, man. These Edomites, they know this is their blessing, man. So, hey, they ain't got no other protection but their blessing, man. But you Jakes, you in the wrong way. You in the wrong state of mind, man. It's gonna be hell out here. And if you ain't got Yahweh Shem Yahushua with you, if he ain't dealing with you on that level, man, you finished. It's no amount of guns, no amount of money, no amount of bunkers you can have, where you can have them at. That's gonna protect you and save you, man. Let's continue.
You need to take into consideration that as soon as you start realizing there's a 911 problem, the paramedics aren't running, the cops are already too busy. You've got to be ready to just hunker down, lock down your shelter, lock down your security immediately. So anybody thinking about, well, I'm just going to go out to the store, anybody thinking I'm just going to make that one last minute run, then either everybody better stay or
Salaki.
Or everybody better go. That is, unless you have such a group and such a tightly worked family that everybody has their own security under control. If you can leave a bunch of operators at home while a bunch of operators go on a mission to the grocery store or to the last run supply store, then that's okay. Do they understand what it's going to be like if they can't get back home? Do they have with them the water purification, the ammunition? Nobody really realizes when they're carrying their car kit or they're carrying their everyday kit, their EDC, they don't really realize that you have to survive past that first gun battle. You have to survive past the first stabbing attack. You have to survive past the first riot that you get through, and you have to keep going and going and going until you get home. And so carrying just a couple of rounds or carrying a small pea shooter, this is just a pocket carry for me, right? It's called a plinker. It's called a dinker. They've called it skull candy. It is a 22 that will do its damage, and it'll do its damage quickly. So if you're not operating in a way that you're going to have more than this when things really go sour, then you're not going to be ready for gun battle number 2, for altercation number 2. Now, I am a firm believer that you need to escape and avoid at all costs. Why not take yourself out of danger? Why not put yourself away from the place that you might be putting holes into your body in a gun battle that you win? You don't want to crawl home with these holes in
Salakia.
inside of you for your family to be.
And notice he keeps talking about and referring to gun battles because these Edomites, they know who they are, man. They know their blessing is the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, right? There's going to be a lot of death out here, man. People going to be getting, put away in the worst way, man, right? And the Lord said that there were going to be bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies, man, to where there's not going to be a burial. There's not going to be a going away ceremony. There's not going to be no time for that. You know, speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Lord said a lot of y'all going to perish, man. 2/3 of our people going to perish. But we know these other nations, they're going to be cut off too. Right? Because they definitely have no hope. Their hope is in their gun. Right? This is Jeremiah 16:3. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begot them in this land being Babylon the Great. Right? It says, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented. Right? Nobody gonna feel sorry for you, man. Neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. Yeah, your body's just gonna be laying out there, man. Right? You thinking you gonna do a quick run, man? You got the wolves waiting for you. It says, they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine. Right? So the sword is the gun. The modern day sword is the gun, and by famine through starvation. And their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. Yeah. Hey, the Lord said he promised a feast to the fowls of heaven, man. The fowls of the earth, Salakia. Right? Which are the vultures and a bunch of other birds that eat flesh, man. Right? So you're going to have birds just eating your flesh. It says, for thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament nor bemoan them. Yeah, we're not going to feel sorry for you because what? This truth was going out. The words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua were being proclaimed throughout the earth, and you didn't take heed to it. So now you got to pay, for your actions, man. It says, for I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies. So the Lord took this away, and this caused you to happen. This caused this to happen to you. You know? That was it for you, man. Right? Because a lot of you Israelites, you're going to be cut off, man. Because you hard-headed, you stubborn, you proud, you're rebellious. All of the above, man.
Watching you try to patch yourself up and make it through intestinal bleeding that without emergency care, you're probably not going to make it through. Why? Escape and evade. Altercation, relocation. Find a way out of it. Don't get yourself into it. If you see something rising up, you know how many times that I have seen complete tools, complete jack-A's out there that have tried to say something. I'll just give them the old wave and a nod, and I'll back up in a defendable manner. I'll get away from that location. They don't want to keep chasing at you. You're not saying, oh, I'll put you down. I'm going to put you in the ground. No, why? They'll know that you can by you not saying anything. My hand will be ready. It'll be on a self-defense tool. Give them a nod and back up, walk away. They can keep talking, but until they enter my threat zone, until they are a threat to me, or until they pull something out that has the ability to reach out and touch me, then they're nothing more than that crackhead down the street. And isn't it funny how in today's age, that's what we're really attributing survivalism to. That's what our whole world comes down to, is that the crackhead down the street, and those are things like bird flu, that's the crackhead down the street. North Korea and their nuclear weapons program. Crackhead down the street. The U.S. and their biological programs that they have created, that crackhead's getting a little bit closer. Government tyranny, that crackhead's getting a little bit closer. China, crackhead down the street for right now.
And guess what? A lot of these things that these Edomites are talking about, and a lot of these people that they're talking about, all you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because Esau Edom hates you, man. And in that day, he going to look to come to your hood and show you who he is. Right? He's gonna show you who he is, who he really is. All the smiles and the good mornings and all that shit is going out the door, man. This man coming for your blood. Because the Lord said what? Esau never hated blood. Blood is as nothing in his sight. So it's going to be a civil war, man. It's going to be a civil war. It's going to be a race war. It's going to be a class war. It's going to be a realm war. Right? What you going to do, Jake? You spend all day trying to kill your brother and plot on your brother. But guess who's plotting on you? This devil that you see on the screen and his people, along with other nations, man. You know? So when he tried to flip his words and say the crackhead down the street, talking about you, Jake. Right? He talking about you.
At any moment in time, that crackhead, like a zombie, might turn his eyes to you and start running at you. And you have to be prepared to deal with it at that moment in time.
Salakia, this damn.
And then you have to survive the next
ads,
crackhead.
Man.
And then what about the crackhead after that? Nuclear war, biological threats, power outages, riots in the streets, government not coming to help you, the law enforcement not being available, paramedics not being there. It's a little bit overwhelming. Don't get me wrong. But if you're working at it a little bit every single week, then it is a doable thing. Preparedness should never be about being afraid. Sure, the events, the reality, the weight of it, the burden of it, that's scary. The fact that a nuclear weapon will just annihilate everybody in the area, the fact that a 50% fatality rate disease will just wipe out the earth, that's scary. But you're not afraid of it.
And all these things are coming, man. And the ones that are not afraid of it is the men and women of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Because they're the elect is the only ones that's going to make it out of here. The elect of the nation of Israel. Everybody on the planet is not the elect, man. You don't have an elect number out of all nations. You have leaders, the elites, they're only going to be saved because they're going to be the first fruits of slavery. Thus saith the Lord, man. This is 2nd Ezra 14, and I'm going to start at 14 because you heard what he was saying. Oh, you may be afraid of this. You may be afraid of that. It could be overwhelming. But the men of the Lord are not going to be afraid, man, because we know what the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is. 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of men. Salaki, I'm going to start at 13. Now, therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Right? Correct thy people. Tell our people what's up. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption, meaning sin. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of men. Put off now the weak nature, man. This ain't the time to be weak. It says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times to come, man. Right? It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker with age, man. And you see how, weak the world is. You see how evil the world is. You see how out of order the world is, man. It says, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Right? So, hey, it's coming. Greater evils. More wickedness, an increase in bloodshed, destruction, uncomfortability, man. All of that's going to be wiped out soon. So you may think it's a joke. You may think we just ranting, but it's coming, man. Right? I'm going to get one more. We're going to shut it down. I didn't want to go through the whole video. You can go watch this, It's on the I keep forgetting the name. Salakia. It's called Full Spectrum Survival. That's the channel. Full Spectrum Survival, man. Right? This second Esdras 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Man, that race war is coming. Right? You're going to have, neighbors against neighbors. Right? Race against race. That's what's going to happen, man. Edomites going to be killing Edomites. Edomites going to be killing Jake. Jake going to be killing Edomites. Jake going to be killing Jake. Jake going to be killing Moab. Everybody going to be just trying to off everybody, man. Right? It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Right? They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. When you see that going on, man. Nobody's safe, man. Not your government officials, your lawmakers, your Senate, your senators. None of them are safe, man. They're not safe, right? It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, because martial law is coming. They're going to shut off certain entrances to certain cities, right? It says, for because of their pride, they go that pride again, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Like I said earlier, the ones you think you know, you really don't know, man. So what you knew them for all these years? Your kids know their kids. Y'all go to the same school. Y'all go to the same daycare. He picks your kids up sometimes. You pick his kids up sometimes. It says here, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. Great trouble. And for the lack of food. If he know you got food, if you was telling them, I just went to the supermarket, got some things to put in the basement, I'm getting prepared. Trust me, that man is taking it all in. That man is taking it all in, man. And people going to kill each other for a loaf of bread, man. For one slice of bread. Trust me, man. It's about to get deadly serious out here. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans better get it right. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to turn the tables on this so-called unity that y'all think that y'all have, man. So, I just wanted to touch on this. Like I said, you can go and watch it. The channel is called Full Spectrum Survival, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And you better repent. Seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua while he may be found, because he's your only protection. To the next lesson. Shalom.